So now I'm going to show you how I solved this problem in MATLAB. I'm going to keep the PDF up here so we can just reference it when we need it. And then here I have my MATLAB. I've started a new script file and I still have my old one up. So if I want to copy anything over, I can go ahead and do that. So I'm going to start by just putting in some headers here. So I'm going to say determining water system status. And I will put in a date and a name. And the first thing I'm going to do up here is I'm going to put my inputs. But we'll come back. Well, we'll just put our inputs. For now, I'm just going to hard code them in. So let's just say we're doing scenario 1. So I'm going to have pH equal to 7.0, turbidity equal to 6.8, temperature equal to 22, tank level equal to 0.85. We're going to do that as a number between 0 and 1, 0% and 100%. And my solar is available. I'm going to put this as true. I'm going to write solar equals true. And grid is unavailable, so grid is false. Okay, so then when we go to the next scenario, I'm just going to come up and change those. Next, I'm going to put in my thresholds. So my pH, min, has a min and a max, is 6.5. My pH max is 8.5. My turbidity threshold is 5. My temperature minimum is 10. My temp max is 35. The tank level minimum is 50. And that's all of our thresholds. The grid and solar are just true false. So there's not really a threshold. All right, so then I'm going to determine if the water is safe. And to do that, I'm going to have my water safe. Is water safe? What do I call that? Yeah, is water safe? Is going to be equal to, and we're going to have 3 different conditions that we need to check. So the first one I'm going to do is pH. So I'm going to do these on 3 separate lines, but all in one command. And I'll show you how to remind you how to do that. So I'm going to put all of these use parentheses again so that we can make sure that we know the order of operations that's going to happen, because I know that MATLAB is always going to do parentheses first. So I'm going to do that my pH must be greater than or equal to my pH min. I'm going to put just some spaces in here just to make it easier. And my pH must be less than or equal to my pH max. Okay, so that's all going to be done first. Then I have another and then I'm going to do 3 periods here, and that tells MATLAB that we're going to continue on the next line. So I'm going to hit enter, and now I'm going to test my turbidity. So I'm going to say turbidity greater than, sorry, less than that turbidity threshold. And dot, dot, dot. Now I'm going to do my temperature. My temperature needs to be greater than or equal to temp min, and temperature needs to be less than or equal to my temp. And that is my is water safe. So I'm going to go ahead and test what I've written so far just to make sure that we're on the right track. So my inputs have a pH of 7, that's within the range. Turbidity of 6.8, that's too high. So this automatically means that hopefully if I run this right now, is water safe will be false. I'm going to run this. And I do get that the water is not safe. So we're on the right track. I'm going to go ahead and just put a semicolon here because I know that that one works. So next I'm going to determine if the tank is ready. That means that it is at least 50% full. And to do that, I'm going to have the variable is tank ready. This only has one condition to check. I just need to see if my tank level is greater than or equal to 50%. I'm going to say it's tank ready, tank level greater than equal to tank, what do I call that? Tank level min. Okay. So here, I'm just going to test it. My tank level is 85, so hopefully this will be true. Run this, and it is true, so that is great so far. I'm going to go ahead and put a semicolon on there, and then lastly, I'm going to determine if there is power available. Means either the grid or solar. So that is going to be has power. Going to be, I don't have to do any checking here of conditions. These are already true and false, so it's just going to be has power is solar or grid. Okay. So here, my solar is true, the grid's false. So if I run this, has power should be true because one of them is true. Okay, and it is, it does have power, so that's great. Now we can do our last condition is to determine if we can distribute water. This is true if all of them are true, if the previous three variables we created are true. So it has to be is, I'll do this without, is water safe, and is tank ready, and has power. So all three of those need to be true. All right, so if we run this, we saw that is water safe was false. So hopefully can distribute is false here for this one. Let's run this, and can distribute is false in this case. So that's awesome. Okay, let's go ahead and just change our inputs here. We're going to put pH as 7.2, turbidity as 2.5, temperature as 25. Okay, well, that's okay. Turbidity is 2.5. Temperature is 25. The tank level is 33%. Solar is unavailable, and the grid is unavailable. I'm going to take all the semicolons off just so we can check this. I'm going to clear my command window so we can see all of the, so we don't get confused. So I'm just going to clear that. Again, that's CLC. I'm going to make this a little bigger so we can see everything. Maybe we can see everything here. All right, so now I'm going to run this. This time I'll just type it down here. Okay, so what did we get? We got, is the water safe? Yes. Is the tank ready? No, the tank is not ready because it has less than 50%. And does it have power? No, it does not, because both solar and grid are unavailable, so it cannot distribute. We got that one right. So now let's try the last one. I'm going to go back, change my pH to 6.5, my turbidity to 4.99, my temperature to 10, my tank level to 50%. My solar is available, so that will be true. All right, so in this case, the water is safe, the tank is ready, has power, and it can distribute. So we got them all correct. Okay, so hopefully this helps you to see how you can make this a little bit more complicated, and that this module helped you to review logical variables, relational operators, and logical operators. Thanks so much for tuning in and learning along with me.